Where are the kidneys located?
The kidneys are located on either side of the spinal column in the lumbar region, just underneath the rib cage. Their exact anatomic position is retroperitoneal, between the dorsal body wall and the parietal peritoneum.
Does dialysis cure kidney disease?
Dialysis does not cure kidney disease. It does the work of your kidneys, but it cannot replace them permanently.
How much pancreatic digestive juice is secreted daily?
Nearly 1.6 quarts, 1.5 liters, of digestive juices are secreted by the cells of the pancreas daily.
What are the major parts of the urinary system?
The major parts of the urinary system are the kidneys, the urinary bladder, 2 ureters, and the urethra. Each component of the urinary system has a unique function. Urine is manufactured in the kidneys. The urinary bladder serves as a temporary storage reservoir for urine. The ureters transport urine from the kidney to the bladder, while the urethra transports urine from the bladder to the outside of the body.
How does irritable bowel syndrome differ from inflammatory bowel disease?
Irritable bowel syndrome is not a disease but a disorder that disrupts the functions of the colon. There is no inflammation of the digestive tract. It is characterized by a group of symptoms, including crampy abdominal pain, bloating, constipation, and diarrhea.
What is kidney dialysis?
Kidney dialysis, also known as hemodialysis, is used when the kidneys are not functioning or are improperly functioning. An artificial membrane is used to regulate blood composition, particularly the removal of toxic substances. The patient's blood flows through artificial membrane tubing, which is immersed in a solution that differs in concentration from the normal concentration of blood plasma. Critical to this process is the composition of the dialysis fluid, which permits retention of needed substances while wastes are removed. Dialysis is usually carried out 3 times per week.
Why is it important to protect the kidneys?
The kidneys are protected from day-to-day jolts and shocks by the adipose tissue and renal fascia. If the fibers of the dense connective tissue break, the kidney will be able to move to the abdominal area. Movement of the kidney, called floating kidney or nephroptosis, is dangerous because the ureters of renal blood vessels may become twisted.
How do the pancreatic enzymes reach the small intestine?
The pancreatic enzymes reach the small intestine via the hepatopancreatic duct. This duct is formed by linking the bile duct with the pancreatic duct. The pancreatic secretions are highly alkaline in order to neutralize the acidic chyme.
How big is a human kidney?
The human kidney is about the size of a human fist and weighs about 5 ounces, 150 grams. Its average dimensions are 5 inches, 12 centimeters, long, 3 inches, 6 centimeters, wide, and 1 inch, 2.5 centimeters, thick.
What are the parts of the kidney?
The kidney has 2 layers, the outer layer, called the cortex, which is reddish-brown and granular, and the inner zone, the medulla, which is darker and reddish-brown in color. The medulla is subdivided into 6 to 18 cone-shaped sections called the pyramids. The pyramids are inverted so that each base faces the cortex and the tops project toward the center of the kidney. Separating the pyramids are bands of tissue called renal columns. A renal lobe consists of a renal pyramid and its surrounding tissue.
What are the risks associated with a kidney transplant?
As with any transplant, rejection of the foreign body is the major cause of transplant failure. Recipients of kidney transplants have to take immunosuppressants for the rest of their lives.
Which cells of the pancreas secrete enzymes?
The pancreas, which also functions as an endocrine gland as described in the chapter on the endocrine system, consists of both endocrine and exocrine cells. The acinar cells, also called acini, from the Latin meaning grapes because their structure resembles clusters of grapes, are responsible for secreting digestive enzymes.
What are the functions of the urinary system?
The functions of the urinary system include regulation of body fluids, removal of metabolic waste products, regulation of volume and chemical makeup of blood plasma, and excretion of toxins.
How do kidneys help vitamin D be available for bone growth?
The kidneys turn vitamin D into an active hormone called calcitrol, which helps bones absorb the right amount of calcium from blood. If the kidneys are impaired, bones do not get enough calcium, either because the kidneys fail to turn vitamin D into calcitrol or because they allow too much phosphorus to build up in the blood. The excess phosphorus draws calcium into the blood and blocks it from getting to the bones.
How much urine can the urinary bladder hold?
The urinary bladder is highly distensible and can vary in its capacity. As urine fills the bladder, it can expand to about 5 inches, 12 centimeters long and hold 1 pint, 473 milliliters, of urine at moderate capacity. The bladder can expand to twice that capacity if necessary. It usually accumulates 300 to 400 milliliters of urine before emptying. But it can expand to hold 600 to 800 milliliters.
Why do pregnant women have an increased need and urge to urinate?
Early in a pregnancy, hormonal changes in the mother make the urge to urinate more frequent and more urgent. Towards the end of a pregnancy, the increased size and weight of the uterus pressing on the bladder reduces its capacity to hold urine, causing an increased need to urinate.
How long is each ureter?
Each ureter is 10 to 12 inches, 25 to 30 centimeters, long. The ureters extend from the kidney into the bladder. They begin as thin, hollow, narrow tubes and widen to 0.5 inches, 1.7 centimeters, as they enter the bladder. Urine is transported to the urinary bladder via the two ureters.
Where is the urinary bladder located?
The urinary bladder is located in the abdominal cavity. In males, it is anterior to the rectum and above the prostate gland. In females, it is located much lower, anterior to the uterus and upper vagina.
What is the process of defecation?
Defecation is the final step in the digestive process that removes all undigested materials from the body. Defecation involves both voluntary and involuntary actions. When feces fills the rectum, it triggers the defecation reflex. The urge to defecate can be controlled in most individuals except young children and others who have suffered spinal cord injuries.
How successful are kidney transplants?
The 1-year success rate for kidney transplants is 85 to 95%.
What is constipation?
Constipation may be defined as the passage of small amounts of hard, dry bowel movements. Constipation is the result of too much water being absorbed into the colon. In addition, when the fecal material moves through the colon at a slow rate, more water is absorbed, resulting in hard, dry feces. Diets high in fiber help prevent constipation.
What gives feces its color?
The normal brown color of feces is caused by bilirubin. Blood and foods containing large amount of iron will darken the feces. Excessive fat from the diet causes feces to be a more pale color.
Which organs are considered accessory organs to the digestive system?
The pancreas, liver, and gallbladder are accessory organs in digestion. None of these organs are a part of the digestive tract that begins at the mouth and ends at the anus. But they contribute important chemicals, enzymes, and lubricants necessary for the functioning of the digestive system.
What conditions can cause chronic renal disease?
Diabetes mellitus is the leading cause of chronic renal disease. It accounts for about 44% of new cases each year. The second leading cause is hypertension, high blood pressure.
How does the urethra differ in males and females?
Urine is transported to the outside through the urethra, which is a thin, muscular tube that extends from the urinary bladder to the exterior of the body. The length and structure of the urethra differs between males and females. In males, the urethra is about 8 inches, 20 centimeters long and extends from the urinary bladder to the exterior. It has the dual function of transporting semen as well as urine out of the body. The female urethra is only about 1.5 inches, 3 to 4 centimeters long and extends from the bladder to the exterior opening.
How are the kidneys protected in the abdominal cavity?
The kidneys receive some protection from the lower part of the rib cage. In addition, 3 layers of connective tissue enclose, protect, and stabilize the kidneys. 1. The renal capsule that covers the outer surface of the entire organ. 2. The adipose, fatty, tissue that surrounds the capsule, and 3. The renal fascia, which is a layer of dense connective tissue that anchors the kidney to the surrounding structure.
What are some common causes of diarrhea?
Diarrhea, which is frequent, loose, watery bowel movements. May be caused by infections or other intestinal disorders. Diarrhea may be associated with both bacterial and viral infections. Common bacteria, such as Campylobacter, Salmonella, Shigella, and Escherichia coli. Consumed in contaminated food and/or water will cause diarrhea. Many viruses cause diarrhea, including rotavirus, Norwalk virus, cytomegalovirus, herpes simplex virus, and viral hepatitis. In addition to bacterial and viral infections, parasites, including Giardia lamblia, Entamoeba histolytica, and Cryptosporidium, may enter the body through food and water and cause diarrhea. Several disorders, including irritable bowel syndrome, inflammatory bowel disease, celiac disease, and side effects of medication may also cause diarrhea. Most cases of diarrhea often resolve themselves without medical intervention. It is important to prevent dehydration by replacing fluids and electrolytes. It is usually recommended to avoid milk products, greasy foods, very sweet foods, and foods that are high in fiber until the diarrhea has subsided. Bland foods may then be slowly reintroduced to the diet.
What is feces?
Feces, from the Latin fex, meaning dregs, is the remaining portion of undigested food. Approximately 5.3 ounces, 150 grams, of feces are produced daily. Feces normally consists of 3.5 ounces, 100 grams, of water and 1.7 ounces, 50 grams, of solid material. The solid material is composed of fat, nitrogen, bile pigments. Undigested foods such as cellulose, and other waste products from the blood of intestinal wall.
Why are women more prone to urinary tract infections?
Women are more likely to suffer from urinary tract infections because the urethra in women is much shorter. It is easier for bacteria to reach the bladder, causing an infection.
Why are women more prone to urinary tract infections?
Women are more likely to suffer from urinary tract infections because the urethra in women is much shorter. It is easier for bacteria to reach the bladder, causing an infection.
What is the composition of urine?
Urine is mostly water and contains organic waste products such as urea, uric acid, and creatinine. It also contains excess ions, such as sodium, Na+, potassium, K+, chloride, Cl, bicarbonate, HCO3, and hydrogen, H+.
What is the composition of urine?
Urine is mostly water and contains organic waste products such as urea, uric acid, and creatinine. It also contains excess ions, such as sodium, Na+, potassium, K+, chloride, Cl, bicarbonate, HCO3, and hydrogen, H+.
Is urine always yellow in color?
Normally, dilute urine is nearly colorless. Concentrated urine is a deep yellow, colors other than yellow are not normal. Food pigments can make the urine red. And drugs can produce colors such as brown, black, blue, green, or red. Urine may also be brown, black, or red due to disorders or diseases such as severe muscle injury or melanoma. Cloudy urine suggests the presence of pus, due to a urinary tract infection. Or salt crystals from uric acid or phosphoric acid.
Is urine always yellow in color?
Normally, dilute urine is nearly colorless. Concentrated urine is a deep yellow, colors other than yellow are not normal. Food pigments can make the urine red. And drugs can produce colors such as brown, black, blue, green, or red. Urine may also be brown, black, or red due to disorders or diseases such as severe muscle injury or melanoma. Cloudy urine suggests the presence of pus, due to a urinary tract infection. Or salt crystals from uric acid or phosphoric acid.
What is a urinalysis?
Urinalysis is the chemical and physical analysis of a urine sample. It involves the color and appearance of urine, plus a detailed list of specific compounds and their concentration found in the sample. Substances that should not be found in urine are proteins, glucose, acetone, blood, and pus. The presence of any of these substances may indicate a disease.
What is a urinalysis?
Urinalysis is the chemical and physical analysis of a urine sample. It involves the color and appearance of urine, plus a detailed list of specific compounds and their concentration found in the sample. Substances that should not be found in urine are proteins, glucose, acetone, blood, and pus. The presence of any of these substances may indicate a disease.